How do you think it is likely that the stadium will be funded?
I think you've got to look at a variety of sources. Manchester United borrowed a lot of money under the Glazers, as we know, in 2005 for the leverage buyout. And in those days, Manchester United was generating probably about £170 million a year. It's now looking at 650. So Manchester United has grown spectacularly since then. So it can take on more debt. I appreciate that from many United fans' points of view, it's a very sore subject. But when they borrowed under the Glazers, Manchester United got nothing in return. Whereas if you're borrowing to fund a new stadium, as we've seen at Spurs, Spurs have tripled the money they're making from ticket sales. They've tripled the money they've made from their commercial activities. It will be a combination of borrowing. I think you're going to have to get some money from some of the shareholders. This could be a sensitive topic, as we know that Manchester United's shares are traded on the New York Stock Exchange. So will some of this come from Jim Ratcliffe? It's a possible. Will it come from the Glazers? Almost certainly not, given their history. Could it come from a third shareholder? Could they say, well, somebody wants to buy 10% of the club on the back of this? Where it's coming from, it will be a challenge. They'll certainly have to borrow some. Could they go down some of the routes that we've seen at the likes of Real Madrid, where perhaps they do borrow money, sort of, but the person that they borrowed the money from gets 5%, 10% of gate receipts for the next 30 years. There's lots of complicated things. There's lots of creative things that can be put together to overall provide the funding for the 2 billion cost.